what role does active orientation play in cognitive development or cognitive reorganization? Like, what role does it play?
You could say it represents the scope, the window, or the cohering, coordinating aspect of one's undertaking. Now, this is only correct in the sense that if you want to go around and sort of label things, like if you're looking at anatomy, for example, and you say, well, you have an elbow, an arm, and these other things, right? You know, when you're looking at the body, it's only useful to call an elbow if if, for example, you're interested in that joint or something, all right? An elbow doesn't work unless it's attached to everything else. And the same thing with active orientation. It's just, as I was saying before, a lot of this is about drawing lines around things and saying, this is interesting, this isn't. It's useful to talk about things in these ways. So the active orientation, you could say, it's similar in many respects to the zone of proximal development, but the zone of proximal development is largely focused on collaborative circumstances or teaching circumstances, okay? But where you're looking at saying, well, this is the scope with which a child can attend, and the adult might have some awareness of that, and the adult, you could say, has their own scope too. Where active orientation, you can see how the zone of proximal development, or the ideas within that, can play out within active orientation. You say it doesn't really matter whether anyone is present or not, any additional people are present or not. In your own everyday undertakings of things, there's going to be a natural scope and extent to which you undertake activities. You have to bear in mind that at this juncture, I'm going beyond what Vygotsky would have written necessarily, but I can relate to it. Okay.